Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 189 based on novel. So let's start. The skinny old goat man squinted his eyes, lying on the bench and occasionally snorting. Ever since Kamulu's death, our days have gotten better. Among the two universe-level youths lifting the bench, the one in front who looked resolute with drooping eyes muttered within. This elder Jinyang, I've long heard of his bad reputation. I didn't expect to actually land in his hands here. I have to bear with it, just a while more. He seems to be extremely upset by Kamulu's death, hopefully I can make it through. Elder Jinyang. A reputable sector lord within 9-Star Ocean. His reputation was mostly due to his preference for men. The disciples in the sect were all his boy toys. And Kamulu was his biggest disciple and most favorite. He had sent Kamulu out earlier to kill Luo Feng, but was actually killed instead. This made him extremely upset. Kamulu, my Kamulu. Elder Jinyang sighed within. Teacher, there's someone ahead. A voice shouted from beside Elder Jinyang. Opened his eyes quickly. With a glance, he swiftly saw the silhouette over 90 kilometers away clearly, that short-haired youth with black horns, wearing a silver armor. It's him. Elder Jinyang's eyes gleamed, the memory from before flashed through his mind. Back then he had casually sent his great disciple Kamulu to capture Luo Feng, but who'd have expected his favorite disciple would never return again. Hatred boiled within his chest, and his expression immediately grew struggled. Little thief! He roared fiercely, return my disciple's life. Rumble. That beautiful wall-carved bench immediately exploded, causing the two universe-level youths to dodge in fear. Elder Jinyang became a beam of golden light and flashed towards the distance, chasing after the hated thief Luo Feng. I actually met this old fart again. Luo Feng saw the distant silhouette. Without hesitation, he immediately swapped to the Mosha body. As the elder roared and flew over, Luo Feng fled as well. However, he deliberately slowed his speed. Thief! The elder gritted his teeth and his voice resounded beside Luo Feng's ears. The surge of world energy pressed down on Luo Feng. Now that I've actually found you, you'll die. Go and be buried beside my disciple Kamulu. The elder roared as he swiftly got closer to Luo Feng. While fleeing, Luo Feng pretended to be trying his best to flee, his eyes seemingly filled with fear. However, within he was absolutely calm. Luo Feng, that sector Lord level 7 is 18.2 km away from you. Barbata's voice resounded, that's about enough. Luo Feng calculated. In his hand the silver-white gun appeared. It was about 3 meters long, he brandished it and immediately pressed the button. Immediately the light at the back turned a bright red. That's... The elder's world energy was spread out. He immediately discovered the gun within the fleeing thief's hands. Elder Jinyang was after all a sector lord. The upper echelons of 9-Star Ocean all normally had universe ships or some eyes etc. to connect to the virtual universe. Through the virtual universe, the elder naturally knew of the value of laser guns. However, he had no way to determine what grade it was. This little punk is giving off a universe level 9 energy. However, his fleeing speed is comparable to a Domain Lord level 9, and he killed my Domain Lord disciple Kamulu, and now he's taken out what seems like a very high-level laser gun. He's definitely not from 9-Star Ocean. The elder swiftly deduced, and the virtual universe company frequently sends out a few high-position and status people to enter here, and these are all universe level 9s. This punk here may very likely be from the virtual universe company. Elder Jinyang was shocked within. Against a sector lord, he actually dares to take out a laser gun. He definitely thinks he can kill me with it, or at least threaten me. He was getting nervous within. A sector lord level 7, his conscious calculation speed, just how fast was that? Many thoughts flashed in his mind in an instant. Flee? He didn't dare gamble, he turned and became a beam of gold light, swiftly fleeing. Trying to flee? Mosha Luo Feng turned at this point and chased. In the winding caves, Luo Feng's speed instantly rose greatly by tens of times. Compared to the domain level 9 speed before, he reached a speed that exceeded most sector lords' instantaneous acceleration. Maybe most sector lords, after accelerating to their limit, would be faster than the Moshe clansman. However, the instantaneous acceleration was much lower. How did he get so fast suddenly? The elder's world energy sensed Luo Feng swiftly catching up. Immediately his expression changed greatly. He was purposely baiting me earlier. At this, the elder understood that he fell into a trap. The opponent could easily use that movement to escape, yet he had pretended to be slow. Without a doubt, this was a trap. I can't run, what do I do? The elder was panicking. He immediately used his world energy to press the E9 laser gun in Luo Feng's hand, however he couldn't activate it. Idiot, would the automaton race weapon have such an obvious loophole to allow the enemy to use his world energy to control their weapon? Luo Feng laughed coldly within. While single-handedly carrying the laser gun, higher-level energy weapons all normally had their own AI systems. Even the normal ships of humanity had these, much less a E9 grade laser gun. After taking out the gun, one first had to set one's authority. Only after which can it be used. Luo Feng acquired the gun after killing the domain lord Partor. He specially got Babata to study it and invade its AI, completely changing its authority to himself. Lord, you must be a big figure from the virtual universe company. Spare my life, I have offended you. A sharp voice resounded in Luo Feng's ears. The warning light on the E9 laser gun turned green. The storage was complete. Old fart, go and die? Luo Feng's movement was demonic. With just 2 flashes, he closed their distance to about 800 m. He gently pressed the button. The laser gun automatically locked on its target. A glaring white light shot from the barrel. While it shot out, it had already reached the Sector Lord level 7 Elder Jinyang. No? The elder stared wide-eyed, the corners of his eyes split, filled with fear, madness, and hate. He tried his best to dodge, pouring his world energy into his genetic armor to protect himself, even using the world energy to form a projection around as a shield. Rumble. Under the glaring and burning white light, the genetic armor dispersed all of the attack throughout the elder's body, causing his entire body to instantly crumble. Simultaneously, the armor too burned through, from his neck to his feet, everything was reduced to nothing. Finally, the force of the beam caused both his head and feet to burn from the high temperatures, with nothing left behind at all. The white light continued its path towards the distant wall. Immediately the walls shook, countless ice melted and later began to boil, forming white mist. Hooah! The space around shook. When the Sector Lord died, large amounts of items appeared and landed about. These were all items stored within his internal world that crumbled after his death. So poor. Luo Feng glanced. Black tags. The black tags were in the distance, and many of them scattered throughout. Collect. Luo Feng collected all the black tags and valuable treasures. As for the messy remains that were lying about, for a core member like Luo Feng, with the virtual universe company supplying with him so much more, naturally he couldn't be bothered. Killing a sector lord really gives so many more tags. Once I include the batch before, I've already exceeded 7,000 black tags. Luo Feng couldn't help but reveal a look of shock. I never intended to collect the 10k black tags, however, now I've already got over 7,000. The stronger one was, the more tags he would acquire. Partor, who owned the laser gun before, had killed a sector lord and others, hence he had many tags. This elder Jinyang was strong, hence he had many tags too. Maybe I'll really be able to acquire over 10k black tags. Luo Feng smiled, instantly becoming a beam of light and vanishing. As his days in Demon Note Mountain got longer, Luo Feng gradually realized the danger. One day, while he was sitting cross-legged, with his consciousness in the virtual universe studying the 3rd volume of Time-Space Scribbles, as he was immersed, he didn't move for 6 consecutive days in the cave. Then, he realized, after not moving for 6 days, he actually was attacked by 3 terrifying demon notes. These 3 were capable of hypnotizing sector lords, especially one, which was enough for even a sector lord level 7 or 8. Luckily my consciousness is strong, and I picked Demon Note Mountain. If I had picked Ice Mountain, I would have long not been able to withstand any more. He was shocked within. If it were someone else and not him here, the person would long have become a zombie. On the 109th day in Demon Note Mountain. Rumble. A distant rumble resounded from the distance. Luo Feng, who sat cross-legged, had become an ice statue. He opened his eyes and the ice layer broke apart. He stood up and turned to look in the distance. There's someone? Following the explosion from far, very quickly, a 300 tall gorilla beast was chasing a Universe Level 9 youth. That youth was clad in gold armor. His movement was demonic. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Primal Region Universe Level member Mo Luo. The Virtual Universe Company's Primal Region Universe Level member. There were 3 originally. Once the new geniuses Bolan and Longyun were included, that made 5 of them. And Mo Luo was one of the 3 seniors within. Because of the upcoming qualification battles, the Universe-level Primal Region members and their specific information had been collected by Luo Feng. In terms of strength, the 3 seniors of the Primal Region were much stronger than the Mother Flame race Jin Fire Dragon he had defeated before. At least now, within the qualification battles, he had no confidence of defeating any one of them. In reality, however, it was not definite. Amongst the 3 seniors, Luo Feng actually had the most respect for Mo Luo. Mo Luo came from the distant South Fox Universe country. Originally an orphan of a barren planet that was the remains of war, alone without a name or identity, later the Mo family owned over 1,000 life planets in territory and found a barracks to nurture its own death army. However, during the process, Mo Luo displayed unbelievable talent, hence he was quickly absorbed by the family and given the family name Mo. Since then, his name became Mo Luo. After receiving the family's full nurturing, his improvement grew even more absurd. Very quickly, even the elder of the family, the Universe Level 9 warrior, had nothing left to teach him. Not long after, Mo Luo was discovered by members of the Virtual Universe Company stationed within his region and was immediately absorbed in as a special elite by the Virtual Universe Company. The absorbed elites of the Virtual Universe Company had to compete amongst themselves too. Very quickly, he was absorbed as an internal core member. During that same year, he passed the Sky Mountain and entered the Sky and Land region. After 2 qualification battles, he made his way into the Primal region, becoming one of the high and mighty Primal region members. Luo Feng and the others were accepted as core members through the genius battles. Mo Luo, however, was one that gradually rose through the ranks after being absorbed as elites. Hence he had respect for this Mo Luo. The first reason was because of his hardship and history. The second reason was because of his battle techniques, his self-created beast fist. Fighters mostly use blades, swords, guns, axes, rods, etc., all sorts of weapons. Mo Luo, however, relied on his body, his fists and feet. According to teacher True Yang Emperor, most begin by learning techniques used by the earlier generations. As one's law comprehension rises, one will discover parts of the techniques that don't suit himself, hence he would create one. This process was incredibly important. Luo Feng was very clear on this because almost 99.99% of undyings would create their own techniques suited for themselves. These techniques, creating them as early as possible, wasn't necessarily the best way. When one's law comprehension is weak, it's not wise to create techniques, as the weaker the comprehension, the easier the techniques would stray from the true path. This Mo Luo, however, with his beast fist, even True Yang had complimented it. Luo Feng had seen footage of him using the beast fist. He was filled with respect. Within the icy cold cave, the youth dressed in golden armor jumped from side to side, exchanging lightning-fast punches with the huge gorilla beast. Rumble. The cave shook with ice layers splitting apart, as the gorilla beast roared and punched madly, waving his huge palms about. The golden-armored youth was incredibly nimble, as fast as lightning, dodging time and again. However, in terms of speed, it was obvious that the gorilla was much faster. Very quickly, he reached the youth in a big step. Big punk! The golden-armored youth looked up. How? The gorilla slapped violently. The golden-armored youth actually stood his ground. As the palm was about to hit, only then did he dodge at the last moment. This made the gorilla immediately stop its wave and flipped his hand for another attack. In that instant, the youth swiftly flew upwards. Fly? The youth grabbed onto the 10-meter-long finger of the gorilla and violently flung him. Rumble. The 300-meter-tall gorilla was thrown off the ground, heavily smashing into the ice ground. Rumble, such a huge thing, almost like a little mountain smashing into the ice layers, breaking through many layers of ice, causing the surface to split apart. And as the entire beast was flung from one finger, naturally the joint of that finger was broken. The golden-armored youth once again used his strength to sever that finger off. How? The gorilla roared with rage, climbing back up and waving his palm. The not-too-distant Luo Feng was shocked as he watched the scene. While moving, his entire body is like water wrapping about the finger. The moment he unleashes his strength, however, he actually uses the gorilla's strength against him and throws the entire beast. And like adding oil to the flames, breaking off the finger after. How wonderful and unbelievable at the same time. It looked simple. However, against a mountain-like palm, Luo Feng questioned himself whether he would dare invite the palm in to grab that one finger. He didn't have such ability. Mo Luo, Universe Level 9, Gold Armor. This was a Domain Lord Level 9 Metal Assisting Life Form. Barbata said, that beast has an energy level of Sector Lord Level 2. From his combat skills, his body moves as one, he can probably already unleash 100 times his normal force. The Undying Altar was a test of one's exertion, 100 was the limit. However, it's useless. The most terrifying thing about the beasts are that it won't die even from heavy injuries. Barbata said. Luo Feng nodded. Even if the beast was cut into pieces, it would still slowly regenerate. During the battle between Mo Luo and the gorilla, the beast was getting injured constantly, however it still maintained the upper hand. I'll help him out. Luo Feng smiled. So troublesome. Mo Luo stood on the gorilla's head and muttered, no matter how heavy the injury, it's still useless. The gorilla's palm waved past and Mo Luo flashed, running around its huge body. Suddenly, a silver-white pyramid appeared in the distance. A gleaming white light glowed at the top of the pyramid. Laser cannon? Mo Luo stared, so shocked he immediately did 3 flashes and dodged far away. A light beam with a diameter of 200 meters flashed past the gorilla beast. Its huge body immediately lost half of it, leaving behind only its head and legs. The rest were completely melted. Half of the light beam too was lost after melting the entire beast. The remaining half landed on the wall behind, melting a portion of it. Automaton ship, E3 laser cannon. Whether it was the 9E3 laser cannon or the 3-star annihilators on the ship, they all had huge barrels. Like the E3 laser cannons, the light beams it shot out could be controlled from 30 to 3000 meters. Automaton ship? Mo Luo looked on in shock. The ship swiftly vanished and a black horned youth walked over. Only his facial features had returned to its original appearance. Mo Luo. Luo Feng shouted. Luo Feng? Mo Luo looked in shock at Luo Feng. You've also come to Demon Note Mountain. You are here. Why can't I come? Luo Feng smiled. Mo Luo was very shocked. Since the qualification battles were upcoming, he had done his homework too on who would become his opponent. Naturally, he had taken notice of Luo Feng. Because Luo Feng was simply too intrepid. Plus, even though he hadn't been in the virtual universe company for too long, and he had already defeated Sajin Fire Dragon. This level of improvement definitely had pressure on the others. How? The gorilla's head on the ground actually still let out a low roar. Mo Luo looked at the head and his expression changed, shouting, Luo Feng, let's move quickly. Quick! Mo Luo swiftly fled. Luo Feng was suspicious, but he too became a beam of light and swiftly followed. Mo Luo was ahead and Luo Feng followed. The two of them continuously flew through 3 caves before stopping. Luo Feng. Mo Luo landed on the ice and smiled at Luo Feng. I've long heard of your reputation. However, I've never met you before. I didn't expect to be able to meet you here in Demon Note Mountain. Luo Feng nodded, after which he frowned. Right, Mo Luo, why were you rushing to flee earlier? He shook his head helplessly. It's like this. Earlier, not far from where I encountered the beast, there was a beast nest. For the past 2 days, I've been chased by the beasts and have been trying to escape. However, relying on myself, I couldn't even settle the beast earlier. Universe ship? The straight flight speed of the ships are fast, however through the winding caves, having to slow and speed up constantly. It cannot even compare to me relying on my metal life form. Luo Feng nodded. The universe ship's acceleration were generally slow and required time before reaching light speed. Of course his automaton ship was much better with quick acceleration, but it still paled in comparison to the Moshe clansman's instantaneous acceleration. And my ship doesn't have that kind of firepower like yours. Mo Luo shook his head, hence, I've been in a deadlock. Beast nest? Luo Feng nodded. He had encountered once too. The beast nest was indeed terrifying. Anyway, I don't dare enter such a place again. He shook his head and looked curiously at Luo Feng. Luo Feng, how long have you been here? Have you met any dangers? Not even 4 months. He replied, not as long as you. Before he even entered, there were already 2 core members here. Obviously now he can confirm one of them was Mo Luo. Looks like you wish to stay all 3 years too. Mo Luo's eyes gleamed, exclaiming, this demon note mountain is seriously dangerous, especially the demon notes. Luckily I've found a pattern. Otherwise I'd long become a zombie. Pattern? Luo Feng looked at him. To survive this long, you haven't discovered the pattern? Mo Luo asked. Luo Feng was stunned. Other than the terrifying swallowing strength of that one cave, the other demon notes were no threat to him, hence he never noticed a pattern. The first point, don't stay in a spot for too long. As time passes, the strongest demon note attacks will get even stronger. Mo Luo smiled, this much you should know already, even the aboriginals know this. This much I know. Luo Feng nodded. The piercing howls of the wind pierced straight into one's heart and soul. Luo Feng and Mo Luo however chatted as per normal. The second pattern is also the reason I've been able to survive till now. Mo Luo smiled. I've separated the demon notes mainly into student, star traveler, star, universe, domain lord and sector lord levels. Luo Feng, you should have realized the main demon notes in this demon note mountain is mainly around the star traveler to domain lord level. Luo Feng nodded. Indeed, rarely would one encounter a sector lord demon note. The pattern I've discovered is where there's a star level demon note. Then that area would also have a universe level demon note, where there's a star traveler level, then there would be a domain lord level demon note, where there's a student level demon note, that would have a sector lord level demon note. Mo Luo's eyes gleamed, saying with full confidence, wherever the demon note is weakest, the higher the chances of there being an extremely strong demon note are. Luo Feng was stunned. In his mind he swiftly recalled the many places he had been in the past 100 days. Because these past few days, only the demon notes in the ice forest were actually a threat to him. As for the other places, he hadn't really bothered. From student level to sector lord, these demon notes had no threat to him at all, hence he didn't bother to figure out the pattern. Now that he thought about it carefully. With his AI comparable memory and calculation speed, he swiftly recalled the places where he felt the demon notes. Right. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Indeed. There were some places where the demon note strength was simply just star and universe level. Some were at star traveler and domain lord level. Very few places had student and sector lord level. As time passed, the distribution of the demon notes would shift, forcing everybody to keep moving. However, these are all useless to me. Luo Feng thought within. The demon notes in this mountain, normally reaching the sector lord level, is already quite rare. Unless it's like that mysterious cave. Hence, other than those places, they have no threat against me. Luo Feng and Mo Luo, the 2 core members of the Virtual Universe Company, proceeded forward. Luo Feng, we'll split after this cave. Mo Luo said as he flew. There are trillions of caves in Demon Note Mountain, we'll pick different ones. If we stick together, one would have to yield to the other sooner or later. I believe you won't enjoy that either. Ha ha, alright, we'll split ahead. Luo Feng nodded. If he stuck with Mo Luo, he would have to be extra careful when using the Mosha clansman. The two of them swiftly flew for a while, came out of the pathway. Luo Feng looked shocked. Ahead was a vast ice field, and on it were huge pits. Every one of them were different from another. The large ones were up to 100 kilometers in width, while the small ones were just a few kilometers. However, one couldn't even see the depths of these pits, only that they were endless. Luo Feng and Mo Luo landed. "What is this place?" Mo Luo carefully walked to the side of a pit. "Not clear." Luo Feng walked to the side too. This pit, it may be called a pit, but in fact, they were like abysses. One couldn't see the depths at all. Luo Feng turned to see a vast field. In this vast ice field, the abyss could be seen everywhere, countless. "Something's not right." Mo Luo frowned. Luo Feng nodded. The two absolute geniuses of the virtual universe company carefully surveyed their surroundings, simultaneously feeling a strong demon note attack. Rumble. Mo Luo, who stood beside Luo Feng, without any warning kicked fiercely. This kick was like a volcano explosion. That golden boot smashed into a shocked and unprepared Luo Feng's waist. Infused with the strength of the Domain Lord Level 9 metal life form, this caused Luo Feng to be knocked like a bullet into the abyss. Luo Feng only felt an incredible force hit his entire body, and even though there was the defense of the cloud contact vine, Luo Feng still spit out fresh blood from his mouth. Fresh blood. Thick red vines fiercely extended from his arms. The vines were thinner but quickly grew thick. They madly extended to catch Mo Luo. Rumble. The abyss began to produce an unbelievable swallowing energy, just like when Luo Feng encountered that cave back then. Besides the shocking swallowing energy, a noiseless demon note pierced into his mind. At this time, the cloud contact vine, knowing its master was in danger, couldn't care less about Mo Luo, who had flown far away. It quickly expanded to grab the side walls and ice. Break. Luo Feng quickly recovered from the demon note attack. Compared to the last swallowing cave, this demon note was slightly weaker. Mo Luo. The corner of Luo Feng's eye split, and his eyes flushed red. He roared at Mo Luo, who had flown many kilometers above the abyss. Why? Why did Mo Luo suddenly attack him? He had such respect for Mo Luo, and they were both virtual universe company members. Also, he had thought that this person had no ability to harm him. Indeed. In a true sneak attack, Luo Feng, who had his other bodies, couldn't lose. However, at this time, Luo Feng, this is Demon Note Mountain. Even if I kill you, it isn't a crime. Mo Luo coldly looked at Luo Feng below, as a sound rang in Luo Feng's ears. Simultaneously, an exquisite-looking gun appeared in Mo Luo's hands. Laser gun. Luo Feng's expression changed. To dare to take out a laser gun, he probably has a guarantee of killing him. Then, this should be an E-grade laser gun. C6 grade laser gun. Barbata's voice resounded. Mo Luo, who was high in the air, shot a beam down into the abyss. This beam was over a 100-meter away from Luo Feng. It pierced deep down. After which Mo Luo flared as fast as he could, swiftly disappearing in an instant. Suddenly kicking Luo Feng into the abyss, shooting a beam of laser deep into it and disappearing. Describing it slowly, this whole process actually took no more than 0.1 seconds. The preparation time of that C-grade laser was simply zero. Rumble, the terrifying swallowing energy worked on his body. The vines, under the pressure of the energy, began to rip apart. Luo Feng, however, didn't have a thread of fear within. His eyes were only filled with rage and anger. That Mo Luo actually. Since he wants me dead, then I'll kill you myself. Looking up, such a proud absolute genius actually resorted to such a trick to kill him. Mosha clansman, change. Luo Feng instantly vanished and switched bodies. He became a shuttle that tried to fly out. Suddenly, a roar occurred from the abyss. Simultaneously, the space about the shuttle began to ripple and the terrifying swallowing energy worked on it. Its speed decreased. What? Luo Feng was shocked. The shuttle became a thumb-sized awl, yet the energy still remained as strong as ever, pulling it down. Change. The awl then became a huge stone that filled up the entire pit. However, the energy was just as strong. continued to fall lower, causing sparks as the stone dragged along the sides, large amounts of rubble falling. Change, change. Luo Feng instantly tried many forms, however no matter what he did, the force exerted on him was still the same. And as he fell, that terrifying howl from below made one's heart tremble. It's him, Mo Luo. As he fell, he remained calm. He recalled how Mo Luo had shot his laser into the abyss. Back then he was suspicious. Why would he use a C-grade laser to shoot in? It had no power whatsoever. Now from the looks of it, Mo Luo's shot was probably to awaken the spirit of whatever was deep within the abyss. That spirit had a swallowing ability similar to that of the golden horned beast. It now consciously worked on Luo Feng's body. No matter what form he took, the force was just as strong. And if it was simply just asleep or dormant, the casual amount of swallowing energy like how it was at the cave before, Luo Feng could have easily become smaller and escape. Mo Luo must have been clear on the situations here, hence he deliberately did that. Luo Feng raged within. Change. Luo Feng, who was constantly falling, did one final change into an ice bear. The ice bear fell down and entered the abyss. There must be a way to survive, there must be. Ice bear Luo Feng instantly disappeared into the depths of the abyss. After a while, a silhouette flashed and stood at the side of the abyss, gazing down below. It was Mo Luo. Luo Feng. His lips curled into a smile, looking at the terrifying endless abyss. You sure are stupid. Since this is Demon Note Mountain, me killing you, it's no crime at all. With your talent, even if during this qualification battle you are no threat to me, however the next time, or in the future, you'll eventually threaten my position. It's better with less people who would threaten me. This path to the top, I will stop at nothing. Mo Luo said softly. From an orphan in a war-ridden world, to the terrifying death soldier training and factions, all these had changed his rules. He swiftly vanished and left the ancient abyss. Just like how it had been for 1 trillion years, no one knew that the absolute genius Luo Feng of the Virtual Universe Company had been swallowed in. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.